Welcome to another SSJ review. This time we're looking at my third Doctor Who product, and that is the Doctor Who DW-TP08 Sky Breaker, which is a third-party accessory for the Transformers Prime Star Saber. Now this is one Doctor Who product I've been looking forward to for many months. At first, for a while I thought it was going to be cancelled because we just didn't hear anything about it, and then all of a sudden it was available. So I think this was announced September of last year, I believe. This is the normal version, which is just like the solid silver. Also comes in transparent blue. Sorry, that's my wife sneezing. Purple to kind of represent Dark Energon, the Dark Saber. And a green one that kind of be like just a pure replacement for this guy. But I really like the look of the silver one. It comes a neat little sleeve package with a little reflective thing there. And get in there. It's in a very similar packaging to the just Prime Sword. And this is actually pretty stuck in there. There we go. Damage the packaging. There we go. See, and it's get it in focus. It's a real nice representation of the Star Saber from Transformers Prime. And I'm assuming these are all hand painted, since they're not die cast metal like the Prime Sword. This is all plastic. And you can see a little bit of purple there, which is odd. And when you take off the cap here, you can see purple plastic. So I'm assuming that this is using the same mold as the purple one. So it's not bad, but you get some nice silver here, gold, and dark kind of gunmetal gray there. And speaking of which, let me get out the Prime Sword, also from Doctor Who. Let's see, it's right here. See, this is a very heavy die cast metal, but this is all plastic, but it's also significantly longer. Both representing the same idea of the Star Saber. Really cool. We actually haven't seen the Star Saber be used with Beast Hunters Prime yet. We've only really seen him with this version of Prime. So let's see how he looks. And as you can see, I have the Doctor Who Sage on him. And to put in his hands, you just take off the cap and slide it through his hand, put on the cap, and there it is. But the only problem with having on the first edition is that because the way his fingers are, he's kind of forced to hold it a little bit crooked, which doesn't look too awful, but is kind of awkward, and you're kind of forced to have it in some just more traditional stance such as this, or if you want to like kind of dislocate his shoulders, you could have him hold it with two hands, which let me try that real quick. Which is working. A little bit tricky, but yeah, it works. Kind of have to dislocate his shoulders a little bit, but still looks pretty good. And you can get an overall size of the sword. I mean, the sword is actually as tall, basically as tall as Prime is himself. Let's see, take it off. Well, it goes to about his chest, so it's pretty big. It looks pretty good on Prime, just a little bit on awkward to pose. And the same thing kind of goes with the RID one. Take off the stub because his fingers are basically shaped the same way. It works a tad bit better because his fingers are a little bit lankier, so it looks a little bit more natural. but it also looks a little bit more silly because the overall figure itself is pretty small and spindly looking. But it doesn't look too awful. It definitely looks a lot better than the stock sword this one came with. But one figure it really shines in is with the Beast Hunters Prime. We have seen some promo shots of him with the sword, but not in the show yet, so hopefully he gets it back in the show. But since his fingers are more of the traditional closed fist hand, you can get the sword in a more comfortable look, and that's the bulkiness of the figure and just overall just kind of rugged look of the sword really matches this figure perfectly, and is a hell of a lot better replacement than the Star Saber he originally came with. So yeah, this Prime is definitely the Prime to have him displayed with. I mean, that just looks pretty fucking cool right there. Now, if you order the green, blue, or purple ones, it actually comes with a clip that would actually become like a sheath for the sword, but it can only be used on the Classics Optimus Prime, which is really weird. I was kind of hoping that the sheath could be used for first edition Prime, because I did like the way it looked in the show with this, you know, kind of just gigantic sword being held on the back by Optimus Prime, but that's not possible. It is possible on the Beast Hunters Prime though, that the same peg can peg into there and be sheathed right there. But I mean, it's, if you're really into the blue one, which I was kind of debating about, but I really like the silver on this one, so I went with this one. So, but for whatever reason, I guess they didn't want to scratch up the silver paint on the sword. They didn't include the clip, but I still think it's worth it. It is a little bit on the pricey side, 18 bucks for the sword, but it is a third-party accessory, which means you're not going to be able to get in stores. Only select online retailers or conventions will be will be selling this. And with the popularity of Prime and just the overall badass appeal of the Star Saber from the show, I can imagine this selling out real quick. So if you have any interest in getting this whatsoever, get some version of it. Purple one looks meh, so I'd pass on the purple one, but and the green one, it looks just almost as silly as this one. It looks alright, just a little bit silly, but yeah. The blue one I can really see people getting, because that's what the Star Saber looked like powered up, and but I favor the silver one just because I like silver. Definitely recommend picking this little accessory up. If you're any interest to get it, do so right away, because I can, like I just said, see these selling out real quick. Alright, until next time, thank you for watching.